Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the new Xiaomi Redmi K40 series that was just announced today. So we're just going to go over a quick rundown of the specs. You're getting a full HD plus AMOLED display with a punch hole design, 120Hz display with HDR10 plus support, and a peak brightness of 1300 nits. Now, the display is similar on all three models. That's the Redmi K40, the Redmi K40 Pro, and the Redmi K40 Pro Plus. It's the same design right across the board. The same camera module, everything is the same. It's just a few internals that was changed to increase performance. So that's increase overall performance of the phone and also camera performance. Now, the battery capacity on all three phones is the same as well, 4520 milliamp with 33-watt fast charging, NFC support, and a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. You also have a 20 megapixel selfie cam that's on all three smartphones, and this selfie cam does also offer HDR support. Now, personally, I really love the design, especially on the back. Just to mention that all three phones has support for cornering Gorilla Glass 5 on the front and back of the device. And as you can see, the Redmi K40 is rocking that new Snapdragon processor. That's the Snapdragon 870. And the Redmi K40 Pro and the Redmi K40 Pro Plus have the newer Snapdragon 888 flagship processor. Now, in true respect, all three devices are flagship device in my opinion, because the Snapdragon 870 processor is no slouch. It's a bit faster than the Snapdragon 865, but it's not by a lot. So you know, with that, it is what it is. It's just probably an overclocked version of the Snapdragon 865, but nonetheless it's still a flagship processor in all right. Next thing to mention is that all three phones have 5G support, so if that's something that you're into or you're looking forward to, you get it here on all three models. Now let's talk about the storage on all of these devices. So RAM, you get in anywhere from 6 to 12 gigabytes of RAM on these devices, and anywhere from 128 gigs up to 256 gigabytes. There's also no SD card slots, so whatever storage variant you go with, that's what you're stuck with. And 128 will be plenty for a lot of people, but some people will need more. So if you need more than 128, just go ahead and get that 256 gigabyte option. Also, there's dual loud stereo speakers on these smartphones. There's one loudspeaker on the bottom of the smartphone, and the earpiece also doubles as a secondary loudspeaker. Now, you may have noticed that none of these phones has a headphone jack, because they're considered to be flagship devices. The headphone jack has been removed. I don't know why this is a common trend with flagship devices, but no headphone jack here. But what we do get instead is NFC support. So in this day and age where we're battling with the virus, a lot of people want to make contactless payments, so they'll use Google Pay or I guess Xiaomi Pay if they have that on Xiaomi phones. But Google Pay with NFC is available. Also, infrared port is there on all of these smartphones. So personally, I really like the entire package. My only gripe would be the positioning of the selfie cam. I don't really like the selfie cam to be in the middle. I wish it was off to the left. That way it would be more immersive for when you're watching movies or when you're playing video games on your phone. Also, as regards to the operating system, you're getting Android 11 on top of MIUI 12 with an update in the future for MIUI 12.5. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Also, let's just go over the price and let's see what you're getting for your money. So for the Redmi K40 with the Snapdragon 870, you can expect that to come in at around $350 US. For the Redmi K40 Pro, that one will come in at around $450 US. And for the Redmi K40 Pro Plus, that will come in anywhere from 500 to 530. Now let's go over like the differences between all three smartphones. Apart from the different processor, the Redmi K40 is the only one with the Snapdragon 870. The other two, Redmi K40 Pro and K40 Pro Plus, have the newest Snapdragon 888 processor. The other thing that is different on these smartphones is the camera module. That is the main camera. That's the only other thing that's different, and the storage variant. So for the camera on the Redmi K40, you get a triple camera setup at the back with a main camera of 48 megapixels, a ultra wide camera which is 8 megapixels, and a depth sensor which is 5 megapixel. Now on the K40 Pro, you get a 64 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide, and that 5 megapixel depth sensor. And on the K40 Pro Plus, you get a 108 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide camera, and that 5 megapixel depth sensor. So apart from this chipset and the camera and the storage, all three smartphones are pretty much the same. Now if you want the ultimate performance, I would say you can just go with the K40 Pro and just get the variant with the like 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 gigabytes of storage. I think that would be more than enough, but if you need 12 gigabytes, if that's important to you, you can go with the K40 Pro Plus with 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 12 gigabytes of RAM. That's the only variant they have in the K40 Pro Plus. But the K40 though, you get the Snapdragon 840 with anywhere from 128 gigabytes to 256 gigabytes of internal storage, and anywhere from 6 gigabytes of RAM to 12 gigabytes of RAM. So you get a little more wiggle room with how you're gonna set up your phone and the different configurations with memory and RAM. And all three phones are rocking UFS 3.1 fast storage. So that's pretty much it for the video, guys. If you liked it, go ahead and give it a like and share this video with a friend or two. And yeah, go ahead and subscribe as well if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for rocking out with me. Until then, have a good one.